One of the things I said was in that short order cook analogy. It's if you think of Saturday Night Live, cheeseburger, Pepsi, that sort of thing. You're literally sometimes 5 or 10 or more recs open to fill, and in some places the recruiter has 30 or 40, and so they really are juggling a ton of information and interviews and trying to keep everybody in line, and it's a lot to stay on top of. And so if you are a job seeker and you have sent your resume into a place, take heed, because it's not always easy for the recruiters. They are working their butts off, and sometimes getting in around the whole process of the job board is easier. Approach other people if you can. That's a lot of the coaching says that. If you can get in around the job board specifically and find a coach, a mentor, an influencer sometimes in the company, ask them how things are going. Ask if you can do an information interview, if you can pick their brain about something, and see if you can't make a friend. Because when I was working client side at a number of places, literally an executive or a supervisor or somebody would come down the hall and say, hey, I just met this person. I think their background looks really cool for that role that you guys are trying to headhunt on. Have a look at this resume. And so it's not always the way, but sometimes that little break would separate us because we were overloaded with the things we had to do. The other thing would be if a senior executive comes down, somebody, a VP or something like that, and they've got a recommendation, politically we would have to jump on that recommendation and at least check it out and do our diligence, because we were not allowed to ignore those kind of referrals. So just food for thought. If you're trying to get in at a place, it might help to try and find someone. It's not always possible, but if you can, find someone who would refer you in or take a bit of time to talk to you. It might be a lot easier than just throwing yourself into the void of the job board, because the job board, I think, is a lonely place. And as we've all seen, sometimes there's hundreds of people applying, and you need an edge. You need to be able to get through there and cut through all that noise. So that's it. I'm just having a little scribble here, just taking a break. Well, there's my line cook behind the counter, doing his best to stay on top of all of these recs he's got to fill. Cheeseburger, so to speak. And it literally is, I think, a strong analogy for some talent acquisition departments, because they are under-resourced often and stressed to the nines with all the things they have to do. All right, well, enough scribbling.